In this session, we have our experts who will tell you all those tips that you require to know and do your exams well. So we have with us our experts, Dean of School of Creative Practice, Emmanuel Maya.
Hello there.
Emmanuel has been very active in his career with an eye of solving problems with an extensive knowledge of various softwares. And then we also have Debabrita, who's a course leader for the School of Creative Practice and has an experience of over 10 years. So we have Emmanuel and Debabrita who's going to actually help you to give you tips so that you can actually feel and feel no pressure in attending those exams which you have. So before we go on to talking to both of them, let me share a few important points and updates about the exams that you need to know. And I'm sure that these points that I'm going to share with you are going to be very informative. If you want to take a screenshot, please feel free to do so. So let's start with some updates. General Proficiency and Design Media Aptitude Online exam is on 5th Feb, as you're aware. Sample paper is available on the website. Demo link has been mailed to you, and Ms. Rachel Jobson is going to put the link over here also again. Exam guide and FAQ has been mailed to you. Admit card for online MCQ test will be released 4 days prior to the exam on website. Personal interview scheduled to be announced on 7th February post the online exam. Interview will be from 8th February to 13th February, offline and online mode. Campus city students will be invited to the campuses for interview and portfolio presentations. Other city students will have the online interview and portfolio presentations. Keep your stationery ready while you're entering the interviews. You can share screen while online interview is on to showcase your portfolio and present them using the camera. Results will be declared on 20th February through SMS and email. So moving on, before we go on to further discussing about the tips, my colleague Rachel Jobson will walk you through the mock test link so that you understand the mode of exam and also how it is designed in a very user-friendly way and made it very easy for you. So over to you, Rachel.
Thank you, Margarita Soma. I'll share the screen with you now.
Please feel free to take a snapshot of any of the slides you think would really help you out for your reference later. So, Rachel, you can tell us about the mock test.
Sure, Margarita Soma. Am I audible? Am I audible, Soma?
Yes, you're audible.
All right, thank you. So dear students, you would have received the demo link, exam link, which I've just shared on the chat box now. You can make a note of it. When you click on that, you will see this page. So on the email that you received, you would have received an application number, application ID. So I'm entering my number here. That's the application ID I've received on my email. There is a roll number mentioned, which I'm entering now. It will ask you for your complete name as you have entered in the application form. And there is a passkey that you have received in the same email, which I will enter. Once you've entered all these details, please click on Start Assessment. When you click on this page, you will have this pop-up, which will ask for webcam and audio proctored assessment. Please click on Agree button. You will find important instructions and guidelines. Please take your time, read through these instructions properly, and then after reading the same, click on Start Now. When you click on Start Now, you will get this camera option wherein it will take the picture. If your picture is not fine, you can click again. I've clicked on Proceed. Please make sure you select this option, click on this button, Enable Full Screen. And there you have the question paper You will see the timer on the top right corner. These are the questions, which is a multiple choice paper. And once you attempt each and every question, at the end of it, it's a multiple choice question paper. At the end of it, you will have the option to submit it. Over to you, Margarita.
Thank you, Rachel, for that very insightful information about how the mock test can be attended. And we are also proud to bring to you the Who's Next scholarship. A lot of students have been asking, which is already on our website. The website link will be shared by Rachel on chat also. You are eligible up to 100% of scholarship. Please visit our website and read the instructions very carefully. There are around 17 topics that you can choose from, where you have to write around 300 to 500 words and submit it. Kindly make sure that you have filled in the form, written your essay, as well as submitted it. And if you have any further queries, please feel very free to contact your career advisors. They will be very glad to assist you with that. So now let's move on to the most awaited time, the Q&A session on the tips of how to crack the Pearl exam. So let me start the session with a few questions that our students have already shared. So the first question that I have for Debabrita is, what is the exam pattern like? A lot of students would like to know how are they made, what kind of patterns should come. So can you please clear that doubt?
Sure. And thank you so much, Soma. And well, a very warm welcome to everyone over here. And before to give you any tips, I would like to say that you have chosen a very right decision to do something really good in your life, because design doesn't cater to only you, it also caters to the society. So congratulations for doing that. And of course, I'm and Emmanuel and everyone over here glad to help you. So the question is about exam pattern. So all of you know about something called multiple choice question, which is MCQ. So all questions, there would be 90 minutes of MCQ based questions, where students who are appearing for School of Design and School of Fashion, they will have a general proficiency test and design aptitude test blended in an MCQ format, which will be there for 90 minutes. Whereas media students, except fashion communication, will appear for a similar 90 minutes of session, which will include again general proficiency test and a media aptitude test. Whereas fashion communication students will appear for general proficiency test and design aptitude test along with it. Students who are appearing for School of Business, courses in business, they will only have 60 minutes of general proficiency test. They wouldn't have to have, their question sets will not include anything including design aptitude test. So all you think of drawing, sketching, color, students who are applying for design and design courses, they will, your multiple choice questions will be framed with all those inputs. So you'll not have to worry for drawing something separately or all of that. So your questions will take care of that, and business students will have completely a proficiency test based on their general aptitude. I hope that answers, or should I elaborate more on it?
Thank you, Deb. Deb, there is a question which just came in, that it's a question from a student who's applied for 11 months. And for all the 11 months, student is just an interview that you're going to have. So Deb, you just want to add to that?
There would be a personal interview that will happen. So for all those 1-year courses, 11-month courses, you will be scheduled an interview where all you will have your, of course, your achievements and whatever that you have carrying with you in respect to the course and join to the course. You will have to share it on the personal interview. So that will be all for it.
Great. So moving on to the very next question, I will ask you, Emmanuel. So students have asked, what kind of questions can be expected in the exam paper?
Okay, the questions that you will be able to expect on the exam will be based on logical reasoning, basic maths, creative skills, design and media aptitude tests eventually.
So it's just basically MCQ, easy questions. They need to just logically, after they have read the question, they have to logically just think. I'm sure most of you have already got that sense of creativity in you. You should be able to understand the questions and you will have the options of answers. So basically what just now Emmanuel said.
I can take on this.
Yes.
Students, you just need to prepare yourselves, and in this test, it's more important the process that actually having a specific answer to it, very short. Just focus on the process. Do look at the samples that we have available on the website for you to guide yourselves upon these questions and answers that have been answered prior to this event and to your exam. And for sure that you will have all the insights. You can download, see the exams there that have been made prior to this. It doesn't mean that will be equal, okay? But you can have a notion of what is going to happen with all of you.
So as I sometimes put it to the students who I counsel, when they ask this question, is cracking Pearl exam easy? I said, no. Is cracking Pearl exam difficult? I say, no, not at all. All it requires is for you to unleash that creativity in you, think logical and just answer. So very next question that we have in manual by these students is, do we need coaching classes? And somehow for the creativity, please share that we don't need any coaching classes, right?
It's not compulsory, the coaching. If you feel that you need it, we are not here to say no to your decision. But if you go to, again, I'm going to reiterate my observation. If you go to the website, you can download the examples, you can evaluate them, practice them, and then only then, okay, start your exam to be successful in the end, okay?
So now you have the sample papers which are available on the website.
Yeah.
All you need to do is just download them and solve them, and that's it, voila. And you also have the mock link that we have, mock test link that we have provided.
Correct.
Rachel just shared it with you. And as you do it yourself, you'll come to know that it's so user-friendly and so simple. So this tension, whether we should go into a coaching or not, trust me, if you've applied for a creative line, all you need to do is think creative. So moving on now, let me ask a question to Debabrata, which mostly the students ask is, do we have to draw something during the online exam on 5th February?
Okay, so see, there is no hard and fast that you have to draw. There is nothing like mandatory that, okay, you will have to draw. So when you have an interview with someone, when there is, of course, after your test, you will be scheduled an interview where you will have to bring your portfolio. But the question is that it's not about drawing, it's about how you convince you sell your idea. Now, if that includes drawing, go for it. Draw whatever that you want. If you are good at explaining the way you talk, if you can explain the whole world within this cup, showing that, that's up to you. It's between you and yours. So there is nothing you and your interviewer. There is nothing that you have to, but I would always say, yes, keep it handy. You never know, but try and understand one thing. We as a college, we do not want our students, we do not expect our students to be already Picasso and to come join our college. We want you to be the person that you are. We do not judge a person's tool more than the skill. Your skills are more important to us. Skills at how you communicate, skills how you are talking bravely, skills of commitment that you show. If that includes drawing, of course, you keep a stationery handy with you. But it might happen that if you have shown an extensive portfolio and the faculty wants to see something out of that portfolio, then you might have to. So I would always say, keep it handy, but it is not a mandate.
Great. So, Debabrata, there is some more questions. There are some more questions that the students have put it as to how do we submit our DAT and the general proficiency test papers. So let me just add to you that question is that you will have the instructions being sent to you with your admit card 4 days prior to the exam date, where all the instructions will be very clearly mentioned. So if you still want to know, please do contact your career advisors campus-wise. You all have been assigned a career advisor, and they will be very glad to assist you with these questions. So moving on now, Debabrita, I want to just know, a lot of questions have been put up on that. What is to be expected while making a portfolio? So do we have to send or upload the portfolio? I'm sure portfolio has a lot of questions.
Yes, yes. So, this reminds me of a beautiful story that I've been taking these days a lot of workshops on preparing design portfolio. And everywhere I go, I meet these young kids, they always come up with this question, sir, portfolio mein karna kya hai? Hota kya portfolio mein? What is to be there in the portfolio? Guys, first of all, in this format of exam, there is no requirement of uploading a portfolio. Neither we have an option for it. So remove that thing from your head that you don't have to upload the portfolio. Question one, answered, null and void. Next, let's move to the second one. Now, what is there to be in the portfolio? Trust me, I can't tell you. You have to tell me. You are going to be the best version of yourself on that day. What will make you that person that you are going to present? You know it better than me. I don't, if I am or anyone, my colleague who are taking interviews, they don't want to see, I'm telling you, they don't want to see a very apple-looking apple coming out of the paper. I don't want to see another Mona Lisa coming out of you. I want to see your Mona Lisa that you can create, if you are creating one. I don't want to see a glass that is going to break out of the paper. Trust me, that's something, if you do that, what are we going to do next 4 years? We don't want to go and eat pani puri all on the streets, right? We want to study. We want to give each other time. So the portfolio, keep your all achievement that you have done. If you are a swimmer, I always tell my students when I go to these workshops, your portfolio is your superpower. Trust me, if you are lazy, show that laziness in your portfolio. Be honest, be truthful. Show your achievements. If you have done some swimming competition, if you are a sports person, if you play football, if you sing, if you draw, if you cook, if you do photography, anything that comes across. There is no necessary that my portfolio have to have watercolor paintings, my portfolio have to have pen and ink drawing, my portfolio will have to have perspective, my portfolio will have to have still life drawings, portraits, sculptures. Please, not really. You have an interesting photographic collection that you have done, and that is it, your portfolio, why not? I remember my interview when I cracked my entrance, I had 5 works with me, which were just my sketches. And rest of it was my confidence, and rest of it was the faith that I established. So I would say more than portfolio, bring yourself better there. Honesty, be there, be calm, and be humble. And whatever that you have, bring it, that becomes your portfolio. Do not, a lot of people fall into these traps of getting a portfolio done. Do not fall into that. Honesty sells everything, and honesty is what expected. What we are going to see as in a student would be the 4 years of commitment, because design college is not easy. You'll have to go through a lot of path-breaking things in these 4 years. So whether you will be committed for the 4 years or not, that's what we are going to see in the portfolio. Can you show that in some works, or you can show that in your face? That's something you need to decide. So do not worry about a big portfolio. Do not fall into the trap. Yes, there is always a good call to have some works that you have done, could be writing, could be poetry, could be whatever that you have, and yourself. I think that is what we expect, isn't it? I mean, like, Soma and Emmanuel can back me up on this if I'm right.
Great. So, Debabrita, there's also a question that I can see on the chat that is it necessary to keep my portfolio handy with during my personal interview? Yes, very necessary. And what kind of portfolio can be made? I'm sure Debabrita has shared, whether digital or whether as a hard copy, both can be used, right? Debabrita, both can be used, but you need to have it handy.
Absolutely. Keep it ready. get a collection of works that you have and keep it ready, digital or manual. That's it.
Okay, so one student has asked that is it okay to keep a pen and a rough paper during the exam for the rough work? Debabrita, will you answer that?
I don't think a problem there. I don't think, as long as it's not a cheat sheet, it's fine. And of course, why not? And why you can bring that rough sheet on your personal interview also as a part of your portfolio. Show that their commitment. That'll be interesting.
Great. Thank you. I'm sure that a lot of students would like to. I used to always keep a paper unless something is written on that. So we don't want to do that cheating. There is nothing that you can do with an MCQ based questions. But yes, you can keep your rough notebook and some stationery along with you. So let's move on with more question. And now I will move on to Emmanuel. So Emmanuel, can you tell us a little bit about, do we have an online or an offline interview?
Actually, we have both. Depending on the area that you are. If you are located on Delhi and NCR, if you are in Jaipur, Bangalore, Mumbai, you can dislocate yourself to the campus and have a personal interview with our team. The ones that are not from these local areas that we have our campuses, we have a system online prepare to have your interview digitally. Also, we have other points like Ahmedabad, Pune, and Kolkata that are other locations that we have available for you to have physical and personal interviews with our team.
Yes. So pertaining to that, I have a question that what about the outstation students, as you were just saying about the outstation, we would be having an online interview. So how will we show our portfolio? So Debabrita, can you please clear this?
Yes, sure. So right now how we are sitting, if you are virtually giving the interview, please understand one thing, the layers of the interview exam is in two parts. First is your multiple choice question exam, whether you are appearing it for 60 minutes, being a school of business students, or 90 minutes, being a school of media or school of design or fashion. After that, your personal interview will happen. So there are two layers of it. When you are in your personal interview, whether you are standing virtually, you will have to just take it in front of you and show it to the camera. That's it. So there is nothing to worry, and there is nothing. It's a very human communication that we are trying to achieve, because being old normal, this could have done physically where we would have met you, but this modality remains the same. The idea remains the same. So you'll just carry your portfolio with you and show it in front of the camera, whosoever is interviewing you.
Great. So, Debabrita, I would also like to know, as one of the students has asked, how many pieces can you put in a portfolio?
Okay.
So, just before you start answering that, Debabrita, the PI personal interview is going to be around 15 to 20 minutes. So, obviously, the portfolio that you have can be on a physical mode, or you can share the screen, right, Debabrita?
Yes.
So how many pieces, I'm sure what she means is, how many do you need to actually show them? So
Yes.
can you please answer that?
Okay, so I would say, whoever has asked the question, it's a beautiful question, by the way. First of all, less is more. Okay, because it's not about just showing the work, it's about building the trust with that person who is interviewing you, and that will only happen when we'll have some communication. So there is no fixed number, but don't go over the board putting 30 works, 40 works, because that will take your time. That will take the time of the interview that you are going to have. So I would say have little bit, like have maybe say, I don't want to give you a number, because that will also become another mandate. So there is no fixed number. You can come up with anything, any number that you have. But I would say that create the time to talk to that person, create interest. So a mantra that we talk about in creating an interesting portfolio is there are 4 steps to show. One is your observation, one is your curiosity, one is your commitment, and one is your humility. So anything that comes around that, have it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would say just know that it's 15 minutes. Don't take entire 15 minutes just showing the works. Will that be okay, Soma? Or because I really don't think there is no number.
Okay, so Devabrata, they have an additional question.
Yes.
Will I be able to share my portfolio as a screen share?
That's something. Yes, I think there will not be an issue, because then the rights can be given, and you can also share your screen and show your portfolio. If you have made a presentation like a PDF or a PowerPoint file, you can of course show. Or if you have like an account on Behance or maybe somewhere in Instagram, or you have made a Wix.com site, you can of course screen share and show it. Or maybe in the chat box you can also put the link for the jury member to see it.
So let me just inform you that the personal interview will be held from the 8th to the 13th, right after your the general proficiency, design aptitude or media aptitude test is over. So you will have time to bring in your portfolio during your PI if you're attending in the campus.
Correct.
And one question, Emmanuel, they want to all know is, by chance living in the campus area, if they're not able to come to the campus, if they can attend it online.
Of course you can attend online. We are all modern. We are all in this system of online teaching. So don't be worried about that. And also I want to convey this message. When you are doing your exam, be confident. You are successful people. You are creative people. And my team and I are ready to receive you on campus when you crack the exam successfully.
And do they really have to fret, get tensed about the exams again, Emmanuel?
Not at all. You should be confident. You should be natural, like Debabrata was saying also. You should be natural, calm, and confident of what you are doing. And for sure, we'll be meeting again.
Great. So as Emmanuel just said, even if you cannot come to the campus for various reasons, I have been getting calls from students who are living in Delhi, who are living in Bangalore, but for some reason they cannot visit the campus. Please don't be tensed. You will attend it online. We will give you all the options available. And as we said, it is not going to be held. The interview is not going to be held on the same day as your test. So we will give you that time gap to, talk, think about your portfolio, work about your portfolio, and bring forward. So portfolio is not, as people think that portfolio making is such a difficult thing. Debabrata, my last question to you is, when students are making portfolio, okay, what are the few bullet points or the important aspects that they can keep in their mind while making it? Because it should be something original.
Yes, sure. So I would always say, as a student, when you want to join that college and you want to present yourself, first of all, who are you? That's more important. That why do you want to join that course? So something to support that. Then how do you see things? Like, do you just see an apple, or you see star in an apple? So how do you see things? Some observational stuff, some observational things, which can be done through photography also. Some sort of an ideas that you have done, maybe some really good work in your school and college. And good means that it doesn't have to be good by my standards, it have to be good by your standards. Some of your failures. Some of your failures while you making something, you failed. Because it's not our success that defines our footprint, it's always the failures that tells us the journey, because that will tell me that you are the person who can survive that commitment. And a curiosity. So maybe through a curiosity, I can come up with a nice recipe which I have cooked, and out of curiosity I have done. And design has a lot to do with cooking. We teach elements and principles of design, and you just go for baking and cooking, you will understand a lot of balance, rhythm, harmony, proportion is required. So it's not that you have to be very falling into the trap of that I have to draw things, I have to make things. So something that brings curiosity, observation, idea, curiosity, and the last most important thing is commitment. That you are going to unlearn. It is not going to be a school system where there is a syllabus, there are questions, written exam. No, you are going to unlearn a lot of things. So that mindset of openness. How many times you have taken risk in life? If you have not, how many times you are going to take risk in life? Do you love doing mistakes and you don't like repeating them? Those kind of things will actually be in the portfolio. I think so. I find very old school portfolios very boring. Like big black portfolio with lot of work and a lot of glitters on it. Do not go on DIY doing things. Do not make them over crafty for no reason. It is the way you are. Understand? You're going for a change making decision in your life, something that brings you along, something that brightens your day, something that proves you right. It could be a piece of poetry also, but it has to be rightly yours, rightly claimed, rightly made. So that's all the 4 pointers I would say, that please keep that in mind. Are we good?
Great. Thanks for that, Devabrata. So one question that appears in the student's mind is, are there any negative marking? So the answer is no. We do not have any negative marking. So we don't have anything negative at all. We all want you to do it very positively, attempt the tests, and just come out with flying colors. We all want you here in Pearl. So moving to the last question, I would say it last, but that I'm sure that a lot more questions will follow. So please, once again, do connect with your career advisors. If it is regarding exam, degree, whatever it is, please feel free to connect with your campus career advisors, and they will be able to help you out, as we cannot take all the questions during this session. So my last question to you, Emmanuel.
Yes.
There is a student who said that I'm not from the allotted campus area, but I would still like to travel and come and give the online test.
If
The personal interview. She wants to come for the personal interview.
if you travel within safety and the government allows your dislocation to the campus, why not? Come on in, join us, and we are here to welcome you.
The campuses will be open on those personal interview days, obviously. But then for us, also the foremost is your safety. Correct. But if you, with your permission of the parents, are able to travel, and if they don't have any problem, you traveling to any of your campuses where you have selected, the campus that you have selected, you're most welcome. Do let your career advisors know that you're going to travel and give the personal interview. So yes, you are most welcome to come. So with that, we come to the Q&A session, and I'm sure that that was very fruitful. I hope you have got a clarity on the exam patterns. We have tried to cover as many questions we could, and the rest, as I said, we'll be very glad to help you. Our team of career advisors will be there to assist you. So now let's move on to something more to tell you. We have got the Ask webinar with our president of Pearl Academy, Professor Nandita Abraham, who's been with us for 25 years. She is an inspiration to many students, many the families of those students, and of course the staff. She has an aura that a lot of positivity can be gained with that. So we have a session for the parents on the 30th of January from 11th to 12th. So under the VK program, just not the students, we don't have just the workshops and sessions like this for the students. We also do take care of the parents, because they are the ones who are the decision makers. Exactly. So this session is actually going to give an enhancement to their decision of you choosing the creative course with Pearl Academy. So how we have planned the future for you, what is it that Pearl offers is different, and the way the placements are provided, there are many things that they would like to know, and Nandita ma'am will be addressing those to the students as well as the parents. So moving on ahead, We have had a lovely time sharing these Q&A.
Of course.
I'm sure that a lot of clarity has gone out. Now, we again come to a slide where, last but not the least, the career advisor's name and numbers are given here. I would request you to take a screenshot of this slide because you would like to know who is the career advisor responsible for the campus that you have selected. So please feel free to take a screenshot of the slide. Rachel has also put up the numbers in the chat box. So you have an assigned career advisor to you as your one point of contact. Please remember, they are here to help you out. So we are very ready to receive you and welcome you at Pearl Academy. So I hope that all that tension that you had before we started this session is now clear. Isn't that, Emmanuel?
Yes,
We can,
indeed. I'm anxious to meet you all in person when the due time comes. Just be confident. You are creative, you are successful.
Great. So we thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you for adhering. Just remember, you all are budding creative students and you have a dream to make it here in a creative line. Just unleash your creative power, unleash your thinking pattern, unleash the logical thinking, and you're there walking in the path of your dream career. So thank you very much for being here. Stay safe and stay smiling. Thank you, Emmanuel, for being here.
It was a
Thank
pleasure.
you, Debobrata. Thank you, Rachel. And stay safe and have a lovely evening.